So for this assignment, I'll be explaining how to make a budget plan using Google Sheets. So I've titled mine Weekly Budget Planning because if I were to do a budget plan, I would probably do it by the week. It'd probably make it a little bit easier. Some people could do it by the month or maybe even the year if you wanted to go that far. But I feel like a week is a pretty easy way to make it by the week. That way you can compile it maybe all at the end of the year, at the end of the month, or at the end of 6 months, half the year, whatever. So on the left hand side, in column A, I have all of my things I will be spending my money on throughout the week or throughout the month. Groceries, gas, rent, and maybe a little bit extra. And then I have goal and actual, which goal will be what you plan to spend, and then actual will be what you actually spend it on that week. So for groceries, let's say your goal is to spend $100. And then gas, let's say your goal is to spend $50. Rent, you have a set amount, so let's just say it's $400 and then a little bit extra. You don't want to spend any more than, let's say, $30. And then what you actually spent, let's say you didn't have to buy as many groceries this week, so you spent like $50, you cut it in half for gas. Let's say maybe you didn't travel anywhere, so you only spent $25. Rent, you have a set amount, so that's going to stay the same. And then let's say you went just a little overboard and spent $40 instead of $30. So here I have totals. So if you wanted to do total, underneath each column, like where you have all of your values, you could type total just to label it like I did, and then highlight the cell underneath the area that you have all of your values, and then put the enter in the equal sign, and then it's going to give you the option to select a sum of numbers, and it would be the one that's highlighted in yellow, and you just press that and hit enter, and it's going to total it up for you. And then you can do the same thing on this side just to compare how much you actually spent. So that would be your difference. Just an easier way to get all the numbers in. But if you didn't want to look at it that way, and you wanted to look at it like with color, or like in a color scheme, so you can see like maybe if you had a larger sum of numbers or things that you were spending your money on, or whatever it might be, maybe it's for a company. This might be an easier way if you highlighted all of your information and you go to Format and you press Conditional Formatting and go to Color Scale. For your minimum value and your maximum value, this would be like the least amount you spent, the most you spent. You could organize it by color, so if you did like a blue, maybe your minimum value would be a light blue, your maximum value would be a dark blue. So you could see the difference in what you spent. Like the dark is obviously the largest amount that you spent. As you can tell, the 100 and the 40 and the 50 is a little bit different shade of blue than the 30, the 25, etc. So that's just a little bit easier way to see the differences in what you're spending, or the larger amounts that you're spending. And another easy tool would be if you wanted to share this with anybody, or if you had to share it with anybody, you could go to share here, and right now it's only private by me because I've made the document, but I could enter in an email here, send an invitation to the person, or get a shareable link to send to other people in a different way. And that way you could give them access to the document. So maybe you could put off to the side like comments, or even for yourself if you wanted to save this document, so at the end of the year or at the end of however many set amount of months you wanted to check and see what exactly you spent it on, or why you didn't spend a certain amount. You can put like 8 out more than you usually did, so you didn't have to go get groceries, or someone bought your groceries for you or something like that. So you could put a little comment section, so when you share it with other people they can add comments in, or you can just put it for yourself, so you could see in the future, if you can't remember why you spent that much or you didn't spend that much. It's kind of just an easy way to keep track of everything. So it could get a little more complicated than this. It's just a very simple way of showing a weekly budget plan, but if I were to do it, this is how it would be done.